Hello everyone. Today is Thursday, April 11th. Why did I say May? It's April 11th, 2024 at 11:34 a.m. in the morning. Um, Amazing how so much can happen with me not even leaving this hotel room. I woke up before 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm amazed and surprised that I got any sleep last night. Oh, excuse me. Last night, well, the night before, I don't think my sleep was as good, but last night I don't remember if my sleep was spotty. Um, but um, like this morning I was still tired. I last night I went to bed. It was after midnight. Um, but like wanted to and was supposed to go to bed earlier, but I was all upset yesterday evening and everything. So um but a lot happened this morning online pretty much, And so like this morning, I didn't even bother going down to get breakfast or anything like that at all. Excuse me, I didn't bother to go get breakfast. Um, I missed some grits and eggs or something like that. But there was a point in time that I would have like grits, eggs, sausage, or whatever, just about every day, and somewhat got tired of it, but kind of didn't. But so I didn't have anything to eat for breakfast today. So um, I'm still sleepy, still tired. Excuse me. So excuse me. So at precisely 9:15 a.m. this morning, the fake Kimberly Harper perp came. I'm like, oh, did she have a change of heart? Is she deciding to be nice now? But I mean, I don't even know if she felt like that was the only way to freaking contact me or get through to me. But I know she didn't want to give me any doggone money, but she sent a fake dollar and with no message, and then it sent another fake dollar, and with a threatening message that I showed y'all in the community post. Excuse me. So, you know, and it's like when I mentioned about her arguing with Jessica Ricketts Wholeness, and I mentioned that I mentioned that people in the comments section of what on my twin sisters, you know, fake live stream videos or whatever, um, you know, when somebody mentioned something about Kimberly Harper being a crackhead. I didn't say she was a crackhead. But, I mentioned that people were on there were saying that she was a crackhead and this and that or whatever. But this lady has been, like, meddling in my business and stalking and following and harassing me. Basically in 2019. I don't know if she started her, Pam Smith, and Star Bricker. It seemed like they started, you know, around the same time. And Pam Smith and Kimberly Harper, excuse me, they both started off as fake supporters who betrayed me. Like, it was a little bit over a year later that they both like approached me online and started to pretend to be fake supportive, you know. Excuse me, supportive around the same time. And then they both betrayed me and start perping me at around and joined my twin sister at around the same time as well. And even the fake Pam Smith has her own, like, she changed her narrative about me, you know, and started lying on me and everything, and started, you know, gang stalking me or whatever. So it seems like Pam Smith was fake from the get-go, lying and saying that she was you know, not a targeted individual, but here to be support for TIs. Excuse me, but she claimed that she was not a targeted individual, but then claimed to be for support for TIs. And then, you know, instead they use that. It's like they're perps pretending to be supportive of us just to gather information on us to use and weaponize and start perping later. You know, excuse me. So it's unfair for you to stalk, follow, harass me, and bully me, and even went on TikTok to bully, harass, and threaten me unprovoked for no reason at all, even on Twitter. But the moment I mentioned about people saying that you're a crackhead or whatever, and that my twin sister had been living with you for at least 3 weeks, oh, now all of a sudden you like, oh, keep my name out your mouth, you bitch. I'm gonna find you or whatever. Or I will find you, you know. But that ain't the first time she threatened me, you know. So, excuse me. I don't understand a society that loves one twin and hates the other. You love my twin. I've been homeless since 2018. Kimberly Harper never offered to let me stay by her. But, you know, I'm glad she never did, you know, but she offered and had my twin sister and the new girlfriend staying with her, you know. And there were people who were mentioning about Kimberly Harper being fake towards my twin sister and stealing money, or I don't know everything. You know, I might as well, I mean, you know, I'm not going to get deep or whatever, you know. But even though, you know, if my twin sister thinks she got authority over me, when she really doesn't, then, you know, if my twin sister is in a crisis, why don't I have a right to be informed about it? You know, but excuse me, but you know, like the first beating that I heard about, like around mid-March, you know, the fake Darnell Williams perp went to try to you know, tell me to butt out. But they're the ones, you know, they you know, they're meddling in my business. You know, so Like, how are you an internet stranger telling me to butt out my own twin sister? And he made it like as if she relayed him the message to tell me to butt out, pretty much. But my twin sister can stalk and meddle in my doggone business maliciously, you know, and spreading false rumors about me. So, I mean, like, it was like January or February, of 2021 that Kimberly Harper, and I told this story before about her trying to be rude and gaslight me, talking about my targeting. And then after she was rude and everything, she begged me not to block her. But she left dozens and dozens of harassing comments and rude comments. And that wasn't the first time she was ever rude or nasty towards me. And so I blocked her, and she's been trying to seek never-ending revenge ever since. Like, I don't know how old she is, but she claims that she has children older than me. I thought I remember her saying that. So, like, why y'all can't just leave me alone? But y'all intentionally, involve yourself with my twin sister and everything, and meddle in and just, wanting to be messy, and, excuse me, y'all like to instigate trouble unnecessarily. And, I mean, as I said, my twin sister's acting the way she's acting because she's still brainwashed, with the fake foster family, mind control, and abuse. So, but in 2018, me and the biological brother Sean, one of our arguments that we had, Sean falsely accused me of, pretty much, still being brainwashed with the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, and her sister Mickey and them. But Mickey, was controlling and abusing Sean. But it's like, I was the one trying to wake the biological family up and trying to get the truth to everybody, and letting people know that, if I try to apologize to the biological mom, Frances, and say that, I apologize that I was brainwashed from birth, pretty much. Well, not exactly birth, but brainwashed from infancy, by the foster family to, think a certain way about the biological family. But even though the biological family members, like, they ended up to be worse than the foster family. Like, abusive and more cruel and sadistic. And they, none of my family care about me, But the foster mom, in some weird kind of strange way, was a little bit more merciful than the biological family. But abuse is abuse. Excuse me. And for my own twin sister to be, like, so cold-hearted and sadistic and cruel and brutal, and manipulative and controlling, and and then, like, when I would tell other people about it, like about a decade ago, and they would be like, well, she was abused too, and they would say the same thing about Mark. But I mean, in 2006, I felt like I made a conscious decision that I don't want to be an abuser, So my twin sister brainwashed a bunch of internet strangers to falsely believe that I'm the one that's been born evil from the womb. When basically, it might be like old wives' tales or something that biological family members would laugh and say that my twin sister would always sweat on her nose, which would mean that she would be the one to grow up to be evil. And even when we were babies, like when we became older kids, like foster family members were gossiping and discussing and laughing and making fun and making it like as if my twin sister, had certain ways about her, even from a baby, that made her seem very evil. But they're evil. So excuse me. But but I mean, so anyway, how is it that somebody that been stalking you for years, um, in the moment you mention about them, they bully, harass, and threaten you and tell you, "Oh, keep my name out your mouth. I will find you." Now, I don't remember when it was, but Kimberly Harper, she mentioned that when I was sleeping by the bay in downtown Pensacola, she mentioned something about that she hoped that somebody would throw me in the water and drown me. And also she bragged about driving all the way from you know, Atlanta, Georgia to Pensacola, Florida to and run over me with her silver Ford F-150 and one headlight or something. And it's like when these online strangers are making threats at me and my twin sister approves and give like and heart their comments, and she herself will bully, harass, and threaten me. But like when people bully my twin sister, she gets scared and back down. Now, also, I caught on to the Kimberly Harper being a perp when she tried to say, "I'm not used to this lifestyle." And she tried to make it like she knew nothing about gang stalking. And I'm like, well, how do you not know? Are you illiterate or lazy that all the information I put in the description box, all the information I put in my community posts, and you've been following me for over a year and you still don't know what gang stalking is? Your ass is a perp. You should have been a perp. So, because she even went to fake follow me and comment on my blog, and it seemed like she would leave like some passive aggressive rude comments. At first she started off nice and talking about God bless you and this and that, whatever, and I'll be praying for you, and then turned into being like gangster and ghetto and wanting to fight me and making threats at me and stuff. So, I mean, I've heard people were saying that Kimberly Harper and this Bridget Vary person or whatever, that stole money from my twin sister, that they were trying to raise money for her and stuff. But, so, it's like, and my twin sister talking about her long-term supporters, she was shocked about them turning against her. And now, I mean, as I said last night, my twin sister could dish it out but can't take it. She thinks she's a tough bully towards me, but defenseless and scared and don't know how to handle it about people ganging up on her. And as I said, Anthony was acting two-faced, talking a lot of shit while she was locked up. And now, he's linking back up with her again. And, Anthony himself is freaking dysfunctional. You're talking about me having behavioral and mental issues, and no, you got issues yourself. Because what man in his 30s, but, still living underneath his parents, and, he's scared to stand up to his parents, restricting him to one meal a day. But then you sit there and bully a black woman online. And another thing I forgot, like Anthony would try to falsely smear campaign me as racist against Mexicans, but he claimed that he became targeted because he said on Facebook he made statements against Jewish people. But yet he's trying to falsely smear campaign me as calling all Mexicans illegal, and I never said that. But they got migrants that are here illegally from multiple countries. I even heard some of them are Haitian. And I heard something about how they fled here from all the prisoners and stuff that escaped from the prison in Haiti and then came here. I don't know about all that, but so I mean, the Mexican Americans and the Mexicans that are here illegally, I usually get along with them a lot better than the ones who are not here illegally. But even people from El Salvador, it seems like the Mexicans and Salvadorians, Guatemalans or whatever in Los Angeles, in my personal experiences, if they were LA natives or, they were Americanized, or even if they were immigrants that came here illegally, some of them would be like humble Christians, wanting to serve the Lord. But, but as people say, there's good and bad in all races. But Anthony, wanted to copy off the fake Stephon Adams perp with that. But Anthony, you told me about you speak against Jewish people and claim that you became targeted after that. So, I mean, it seems like that's what's like. If I mentioned that, as I said, a white lady with tan skin and dark hair and green eyes or something that was a gang stalking me, they will flip out and falsely make it racial. The online perps, that's what they do. So, and Anthony's another one that can dish it out but can't take it. And pick on women. I never really saw Anthony bully a guy, but I've seen him bully other black women in the TI community. So, I mean, Anthony is even getting creepier with his fake harassment. So, ever since I exposed him, he changed the YouTube name from Darnell Williams 999 to another name. Now, I mean, Anthony's younger than me and falsely posing, lying and saying that he's Darnell Williams and that he's Young Lord and that he's my dad and that I'm his little princess. And then like Anthony is getting creepier than the fake Darnell Williams perk with the stalking and harassment. Excuse me. So, I mean, excuse me. So, um, the fake Darnell Williams perp came on Twitter and made a fake new account to come and harass me. He left me alone after a few days, but after I mentioned it, now he come back. I mentioned it last night in the video, and then he came back. So the fake Darnell Williams perp, you know, made a fake Twitter account, you know, lying and saying that he's my baby daddy or something like that, you know. And there was another fake YouTube account that Anthony had for at least 5 months, and I didn't even know that he never left me alone. So even like so the fake account that said Candy is a Dike, and using Leah and and mocking me and everything. I thought that was the fake Darnell Williams perp, but come to think of it, that person seemed like too articulate in typing and writing to be the fake Darnell Williams perp. So I kind of suspect that was Anthony. It's really sad how you become from being targeted to just full-fledged trolling and harassing people. Like Anthony, it's like he's full-fledged, willing, just like my twin sister, like full-fledged, willingly, going all in with willfully, idolizing and worshiping the dark side. And they got some people that pose as Christians and do the same thing. Excuse me. So, but, excuse me. So, I mean, I have my other phone. My other phone, it's in my backpack. My older phone, it's in my backpack. But I would show y'all, the screenshots of, the fake Darnell Williams perp, harassing me on Twitter and, they're trying to falsely portray me as the transgender. But they get mad when I call people out on being, transgender. Especially if they're gang stalking. So, but they're trying to, I'm a genetic female and will never switch to a male. But, I hate that my hair is all messed up due to my homeless situation. It's all ruined and everything, and I can't even take proper care of my hair the way I would like to, and if I were able to take proper care of my hair and moisturize it and everything, my hair probably would be longer right now, but, like the seborrheic dermatitis that we suffered growing up, it's not a huge issue for me anymore. maybe like after me no longer being on psych medications or anything like that. But I mean, but hair damage for the past like over a decade, off and on, had been the reason for me, being forced to have to get my hair cut. But like in 2018, um, I think I may have had some damage, but like when I went to I mean, my hair was just about long enough to put in a ponytail. Um, you know, and I think, yeah, my hair was just about long enough to put in a ponytail. When I was working at the Grand Canyon, and I was like about 190 something pounds. You know, and um, that was the smallest as an adult that I had ever been. But I mean, like when I had the apartment in Pensacola back in September of last year, and even when I was in Bloomington, I still struggled with junk food, but I made attempts at trying to transition to you know, eating more nutritious and eating healthier. But after becoming homeless, when you're eating out, the junk food is cheaper than the salads and stuff, you know. Or but the salads, like, you end up with like croutons, wilted lettuce, cheese, and tomatoes, and you'd be lucky if you have red onion, and that's it. Sometimes. But I mean, I had a small salad yesterday with my meal for lunch yesterday, and then I had the cheesecake yesterday. It was really good. Um, I love turtle cheesecake, and certain other cheesecakes I love, um, but it's something I can eat only once in a blue moon, you know. Excuse me, but I can't eat cheesecake all the time, but cake, cookies, chips, and ice cream, um, like it was worse back then when I was on psychiatric medications, but now it's much better controlled. Um, but you know, um, it's much better controlled now. But every now and then, I like brownies. I mean, I love brownies, but every now and then I might have a brownie on rare occasions. Like, I guess the brownies I would end up having, like, as rare as, having cheesecake. But I guess I would end up with cake, cookies, or chips more often, you know. And rare occasions I would have pie, you know. But I guess ice cream, regular cake, or cookies, would be the desserts, or chips or whatever. Well, chips is not dessert, but really snacks. But well, I guess cookie can be dessert or snack, you know. But excuse me, but I mean, ever since childhood and foster care, dealing with junk food to cope. But, you know, I no longer stuff my face with lots and lots of food like I used to, excuse me, when I was on psych medications. Um, excuse me, now, when I was on certain medications, it would make me endlessly hungry. And yeah, I mean, being on psych medications and having a Big Mac from McDonald's would be like not be a good combination. And I was wondering if something was wrong with me. That, for me to, like, when I would go to McDonald's and I would order like 2 quarter pounders with cheese, and I would say no tomato, no pickle. Well, they don't even come with tomato, but I was usually saying like no pickle, no onion, or whatever. This was like when I was much younger, you know, and excuse me, like I would order like two. I don't think I ever ate like 2 Big Macs, or not even a double Big Mac, but I may have had a double quarter pounder. But I used to have like not all the time or every day either. But there was a point in time that I preferred Burger King more than McDonald's, but years ago, like, but excuse me, but like I used to like in 2003 they had the BK Big King that was like the Burger King equivalent of McDonald's, and I used to love that. But like I love the mac sauce on McDonald's. I like the mac sauce from McDonald's, but I would never want to touch McDonald's again. But the filet-o-fish, to me it tasted like plastic. I used to like the nuggets. But my favorite thing, like, I used to hate the fries, but my favorite thing used to be the quarter pounder or a regular cheeseburger or the quarter pounder or regular cheeseburger. But my biggest, and I used to like the hotcakes, but my biggest weakness was those doggone McGriddles though. But when I found out about human meat, you know, now I try to stay away, But I used to like the McFlurries, but I mean, like, and it was 2016. I don't think it was 2017 when I got like really sick. Well, I felt really sick after having a chocolate shake from McDonald's. Like, but and if I go to eat at McDonald's, they have a bad attitude towards me. I won't even buy their freaking cookies. Um, but like the last time I consumed McDonald's was New Year's 2020. But the last time I got it was like I bought some cookies. Was it last year? I bought some cookies, but I didn't eat them. You know. But um, but I mean, I don't remember when the last time I had KFC. I had Taco Bell once this year, and I had no choice because it was had all that bad weather and all. Um, I had Wingstop like once this year, but let's see. It's been a while since I even had Subway. And Subway's like right across the street, you know. Um, Excuse me, they make my nose itch. But, I haven't had Subway. Out of Subway, Jimmy John's, and Jersey Mike's, um, I can count on my hands how many times I had Jersey Mike's. But excuse me, like Jimmy John's, I would have like the most frequent lately, but before then it was a lot of Subway, but I try to not touch Subway no more, but every now and then I'll have Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's and Subway gang stalk me really bad. They screw up my order and act very rude and cheat me out of whatever deals. Cheat and overcharge me, and they have an attitude and give me wrong order and cheat me, overcharge me with McDonald's, mainly McDonald's. Sometimes they do it with Burger King, but excuse me. I recently showed y'all about being perked with Domino's. And Domino's offered for me to like a free pizza. Well, they said I earned enough points for a free pizza, but I wasn't sure how long I was gonna be here. You know. But so I mean, I have a free pizza, but the thing is I have to order $17 worth of more food, in order for the pizza to get delivered. But I'm not gonna lie, I heard about the toxic and bad ingredients in Domino's and stuff too, but Domino's used to be cheap and affordable. But it's been like the last time I had Pizza Hut was in 2018. And I haven't had KFC in a long time. I haven't had Pizza Hut in a long time. I haven't had Papa John's in a long time. I haven't had McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King. Excuse me. I haven't had Sonic in a long time. Well, I had Dairy Queen a few times last year. And I was in a small town, and Dairy Queen was right across the street. And so, if I ate something healthier, they was the online perks. If I cooked something out the crock pot and, trying to, show progress that I'm trying to eat healthier and, because people talk about being a targeted individual, they emphasize, self-care and, taking care of yourself and fight to stay alive with surviving as a TI and everything, so, the online stalkers, if I ate healthy, they complained about that. If I ate junk food, they complained about that. And it's not their business, excuse me. They have multiple people who have videos on their version on how to make a peanut butter sandwich or show the way how they like it made. And the online stalkers complained about me showing a quick video on my personal way on how I like to have my peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter and honey, drizzled on the honey drizzled on the peanut butter sandwich. Excuse me. So, I mean, when I started eating healthier and started taking the coconut oil, I noticed that a lot of my even directed energy weapon symptoms went away. Like a lot of people were, they were proud of me when I mentioned about the healing gravy that I made, and I think the apple cider vinegar has something to do with it. And when I would take that healing gravy, it lasted a long time too. And when I took the healing gravy, it helped like to relieve my I think I had to take it twice a day, and it helped to relieve my all that vertigo and dizziness and everything that I had to deal with the microwave sickness and the direct energy weapons and electronic attacks and everything. And so people, they hate you so much that they don't even want you to heal. They don't even want you to heal or improve. But when you got problems, they're mad at you for having problems. But at the same time, when you try to solve the problems and heal from whatever issues you have, they got complaints about that too. You know, excuse me. So I mean, like the mucus in my throat was even clearing up when I was eating healthier, you know, and you know, and all that stuff when I was in Bloomington, all that stuff I had to leave behind. Um, and if I would have known that I would have ended up back homeless again, I would have kept that storage unit. Or I probably would have had to retransfer the storage unit from Pensacola to back to New Orleans, which was a pain in the ass, you know. But due to my homeless situation, and due to that thing in 2020, and a lot of other issues, I didn't get the convenience or the opportunity to totally clean out and organize my storage unit. But all that hard work that I did with after I got my stuff out of the storage unit and got to the apartment, excuse me, and then cleaned out and organized certain items and me giving certain things away. The online perps complained about me giving stuff away. You know. So tell me, how is it a crime for me to give away my belongings? Not all of it, but certain things that I no longer needed that other people could use. You know, even certain clothes I couldn't fit. You know, so the noise harassment was the noise harassment, and the noise campaigns was the noise campaigns. So, like, the landlady, Miss Ross, she blamed it on the idea of me not having furniture being the reason why the noise was bothering me. No, they were doing straight up noise campaigns and street theater and stuff, plain and simple. No amount of furniture or anything else would have stopped whatever noise that they and blast the loud music and all that they were doing. And right up on me, So that fake housing in Pensacola that I mistakenly thought would have been a blessing turned out to be a gang stalking setup. That's evil. That's evil. And that Mary Stallworth lady, she almost didn't want me to move in. Or she acted like she didn't want me to move in. But she had a gang stalking fake setup plan for me. And it should have been illegal for the people at the housing agency to encourage the neighbors to jump me and beat me up and kill me if they wanted to. But I mean, I can't live amongst people that's gonna be like that. as neighbors, you know. And whatever happened to the right to peaceful and quiet enjoyment? I mean, I'm sitting here being the victim of being bullied and then being threatened to be evicted. That happened to me my first apartment with when I was at New Orleans Towers. They threatened to have me evicted, and I was brand new there. I'm like, I'm being bullied and ganged up on, bullied, harassed, and threatened, and used and taken advantage of, and and when I don't know how to defend myself, you threaten to have me evicted. And it was, you know, my own black people. And I didn't realize that even at New Orleans Towers was that, thinking back, that I was dealing with gang stalking and community mobbing. But ghetto gang stalkers that, yeah, they will hurt or kill you. But I've had gang stalkers of any race, that have, threatened to kill me or threatened to hurt me or whatever. And some of it I have video evidence, or I have video evidence, and after the situation with Trisha back in 2022, and Trisha told so many lies on me, excuse me, and so when I came back to Pensacola, gang stalkers were threatening me every day for like 2 weeks. Different gang stalkers threatening to kill me like every day. And like last night, I was scrolling through my old community posts, and I remember that my twin sister lied to people and said that I told her that I'm addicted to being homeless. Hold up. I'm sorry about that. That was the housekeepers. So excuse me, the housekeepers came and then right after that I had to use the bathroom. So now I'm back. Excuse me. So I was deeply hurt. And that's something that a perp would say. With people with narcissistic personalities, they will make up their own fake opinion about you, and then lie and say that this is what you told them, or this is how you feel about yourself. But it's basically what they want for you. So my twin sister, she lied and said that excuse me, she lied on me and said that that I admitted to her about being addicted to being homeless. And I never in my life told her such a thing. I never in my life told anybody anything about, never even felt to feel addicted to being homeless. That's pretty evil, sadistic, and abusive, that you will say that about your own twin. You think you're better than your own twin. So when I mentioned about a homeless perp harassing me at the Greyhound station after dealing with Trisha, and I came back from New Orleans to go back to Pensacola, and my twin sister lied and said Candy act like she thinks she's better than other homeless people. But recently she acted like she thought she was too good to be homeless, or like she was too good to suffer homelessness. And she begged for money, for rent money or whatever, and said, oh, because I'm not trying to become back homeless again. But then the same person who made her homeless you're back with Tierra again. You know, and so my twin sister will meddle in my business, trying to control my life. But when I say something about her lifestyle choices, then she want me to butt out. You know, excuse me, but they'll she will tell me what to do, but she's not doing it, or she'll tell me what not to do, but yet she's doing it. But she would be willfully stalking my videos and then lying and say, well, Candy's trying to force people to see this. No, I'm not. You have the option to not watch it. You know. But she's trying to shove her smear campaigns down everybody's throat. You know. I mean, so why do people believe the false narrative that I willfully just woke up one day to just choose to be homeless for pity and start scamming people? I never had a history of doing that, so why would I do it now? But you trying to hide and cover up the fact of, you don't want to be exposed and outed as a gang stalker. And you are the narcissistic twin. You bully who you think you got an advantage of. Excuse me. Like, she would take advantage of people who she would see as slow and mentally ill or, retarded or whatever. But she was in special ed too. Like, she was taking advantage of Carnell, pretending to be a fake friend. And he told me that them two slept together and that she was the one who initiated first. And I'm like, but then she called me up one day and trying to say Carnell is sick in the head and that he was trying to sexually chase after both of us or whatever. But it's like Carnell ended up being like, I ended up finding out that Carnell was an abusive narcissistic perp too. And my twin sister was taking advantage of Benny Schlink. Excuse me. I wonder how the hell she met up with them when she was living in Mississippi. But a few days ago, somebody I went to school with named Lisa Yeoman, she was very nice, but then she joined the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult, and like, she saw me on one of the West Bank buses when we were downtown New Orleans by the library, and she just said hello to me like as if it ain't been years since we saw each other. Like as if she see me every day, But Lisa, excuse me. Yeah, like, she used to be very nice. And she was in special ed too. I was in special ed. My twin sister was in special ed. A lot of us were in special ed. But I ended up from special ed to freaking honors. I was trying. I doggone tried. But the trauma to be pushed to be, a straight A student, and if you got a B, you would get severely punished if you got a B. So you weren't allowed to get B's and C's on your report card. Yeah. I was supposed to be the slow and retarded one, but I got punished if I got less than freaking straight A's in school. And I never really, no, you know what? First and second grade, I think I was a straight A student, but they used to always give me bad grades with conduct, you know. But that was because of the trauma that I've been through growing up. And they made it like I was a badly behaved child, and they didn't question the weirdness and abuse in the foster home. Oh no, you just want to punish me, you know. So, so I mean, okay, so I just like I just when I went to get some extra toilet paper just to stay on the safe side, because usually it's like an Indian family, like they all run this hotel and do all the housekeeping and everything. And within the past few weeks or whatever, I started to see like Hispanics do the housekeeping and stuff. But I don't know what Spanish country that they're from, but that the housekeeper, she was Hispanic, and she could have been from Honduras, and because they got a lot of people Spanish from Honduras here in New Orleans, and it's been that way for I don't know how many years, how many decades, and there was no talk about them being illegal immigrants, and I don't think they were here illegally. I think they were here legally, and some Mexicans that been here legally. I mean, I freaking went to school with them. Dominicans, a few Puerto Ricans, people Spanish from Nicaragua. Now I went to school with them. Guatemala. you know. But the Hispanic lady, she was really, really nice and smiled at me, when I asked for some toilet paper, and I was very thankful and grateful, for the toilet paper, and I went back inside and went to use the bathroom, and then, came back and, continued my video or whatever. So, she was nice and respectful to me. I was nice and respectful to her, and so Anthony is copying off the fake Stephon Adams perp with lying on me and saying that I call all Hispanics illegal Mexicans, and that's not true. You don't even know me. But Anthony acts like he delusionally believes he owns me, copying off the fake Darnell Williams perp. Like, if you profess to be a targeted individual and then you start to act like a perp and then start copying and mimicking what they do to me. So, Anthony, do you want to be charged with RICO crimes too? Brandy, my twin sister, you want to be charged with RICO crimes? Because you one of the online sex traffickers too. So, I mean, what my twin sister trying to set me up with certain men, dangerous men, and act like she want to try to force me to date them when I don't want to date them. Yeah, she's one of the it seems like she's been doing that to me for years. So she try to make mockery of me saying that people falsely accuse me of this and that. She try to make a mockery of saying that, oh, Candy been saying that for years, that people falsely accuse her, because y'all do be fucking lying on me. So, my twin sister is addicted to seeing me suffer with my targeting and forced homelessness. So, I mean, I went from being like the favorite child to the scapegoat, from the favorite child to the scapegoat, you know, you know, seemingly overnight, and I was like the favorite child from like 6th grade through 9th grade. It didn't last very long. And then after that, my twin sister started being more favored. After I became targeted. And my twin sister was able to have more privileges than I was. And even during our senior year in high school, it seemed like both of us were rebelling against the foster mom. But then, the foster mom would rub it in my face about, the foster mom would use my twin sister and the foster boys as pawns to hurt me. But the foster mom used multiple people as pawns to hurt me. The foster mom had her own, fake cult followers, and ran her own household like a cult. The foster mom had her own flying monkeys. Miss Jennifer from the fake cult Bible class. But, I don't even know if Miss Jennifer changed or repented or whatever, But I overheard that her and her family members had left the cult. Now, I'm going to reveal a couple of things that I was keeping quiet, though. It was the man, Big Al, from the fake IDMR cult, the man who liked to crack jokes all the time. That was Miss Jennifer's husband. Like at the fake Walmart and fake Gretna, I came across him about a month ago. Was it about a month or a few weeks ago? Or about a month or two ago, But he was really nice, and I almost didn't recognize him, and he lost a lot of weight. Excuse me, but Big Al, I never really had an issue with him, but one time he made a joke that hurt my feelings and made me cry. But then he swore up and down that he was just playing, Excuse me, but other than that, I never really had a problem with Big Al. But Miss Jennifer was the fake foster mom's fake close friend. And Miss Jennifer, excuse me, Miss Jennifer and her brother, Big Kevin, and Big Kevin's son, Little Kevin, Kevin Jr., excuse me, Kevin Jr. was the Kevin Googes Jr. was a damn perp. Perping and harassing me, in my junior and senior year in high school. Not so much sophomore year, I don't think. But yeah, Kevin Googes Jr. He was a perp and a bully. And then he would fraudulently and illegally drive around in his parents' car in the neighborhood. And then like when we would go to school, he would bully and harass me and say, "Go home and ride your bike." And he would bully and harass, and would not leave me the fuck alone. And then the teacher, Miss Gearhart, she was abusive and highly narcissistic and self-righteous. And you can't tell me that bitch never sold her soul to the devil. And she would be like a modern day Karen. And I'm surprised that she eventually got married. This bitch illegally, stole my honors credit away in high school. I was supposed to have higher than a fucking 3.7 GPA. Graduating. And try to fail me on purpose. Like, she was an abusive, narcissistic, fake, self-righteous Karen. But she gets a freaking free pass because of being, like, exotic mixed race of Lebanese and German. And so all the boys were weak over and sexually wanted her really bad. But she had a reputation for being a hoe. But I don't know about that. I do not know about whether or not she really was, promiscuous or whatever. But a lot of narcs, they pretend to be better than perfect, but they got the most perverse sex lives, but want to be self-righteous about pointing out everybody else and condemning everybody else. Which sucks. Quick marriage, quick divorce, and serial marriage, and like you go through wives and husbands like toilet paper. I'm talking about narcissistic abusers in general. And like you like on your 28th husband right now. I'm talking about, or if a guy might be on his 65th wife. And you think you're freaking, you've been married about 65 freaking times and you think you're better than somebody. To point out everybody else's flaws and dish out unsolicited advice telling people what they need to do. Like this narcissistic control freak fake T.I. Perk that was supposedly former military. This morning I cut off all contact with and blocked him because I got tired of the freaking bossy unsolicited advice. I'm not tolerating it from nobody no more. Trying to control and fix people. I'm freaking sick and tired of it. So, but speaking of blocking people, I mean, at least he gave me a reason to block them. Because they'll dish out unsolicited advice, bossing you around, telling you what to do. And they will either use all caps or they use exclamation points like as if they're yelling at you. Don't talk to me like that. Excuse me. So, like they put all caps or exclamation point because they figure you're too dumb to understand. So, if my post bothered you, that you trying to control and correct what I post, well, you ain't got to worry about me no more. So, but somebody that's supposedly Christian, I don't know if she's Christian or a part of the fake Black Hebrew Israelites cult. Oh, and that bossy guy, he's part of the fake Black Hebrew Israelites cult. So at first I blocked him because I got him mixed up with someone else. But then he kind of found out he's his own kind of toxic. I don't like people dishing out bossy advice and making me feel stupid. Or like a failure, or like I'm not right enough, or I'm not good enough. Like everything I do or say is just wrong, or you got a problem that you want to try to control and correct and micromanage my every damn move. So they had this narcissistic control freak fake T.I. Perk that mentioned something about being spiritually chosen or something like that. So this lady that's supposedly a Bible believer, supposedly humble and nice or whatever, but after I told her what happened, I don't know if she's gonna say something rude or hurtful. But when she private messaged me, and suggested that I join in on the guy's live stream. And so she suggested I join in on his live stream. And he was talking about ever since the eclipse, people being taken over spiritually, and he was talking about body snatching and this and that or whatever. And so then I mentioned about it's also happening to people that's profess to be targeted individuals that that they're even flipping over too. And so then I mentioned about my arrest, and I mentioned why don't they why don't they jail the gang stalkers? And then like he skipped over and ignored my first post, and then the second time he straight up blocked me. And then like come to find out he was talking about all that new age stuff. He's one of the popular fakes on TikTok. You following like only 326 or 327 people, but then you have 10.3 thousand, not 100, but 10.3 thousand followers. And you don't have any footage of yourself being gang stalked. But you're sitting there, talking a bunch of new age shit and falsely glorifying yourself as chosen and spiritual. And then you turn around doing perp shit. I mean, a black dude, he got hateful and blocked me for no reason. But I'm like, yeah, because you a perp. One of the popular fakes on TikTok, So a lot of people like to just spew out new age nonsense and like to pretend like they're dropping gems of knowledge when they're just new age deceivers and practicing witchcraft on people. But people say that a person's rejection is God's protection, but I was deeply hurt because I was like, I thought you're supposed to be targeting like me, but I believe that he, is a freaking counterfeit, pretending that he's real. And I was in that live stream for not even 5 minutes, but usually people suggest videos or live streams of other people, and a lot of the times that's why I don't even join in. I'm never accepted in anybody's live streams, or if I am, or I have to be forced to be punished to keep my mouth shut and keep quiet. I'm not allowed to forbidden and not allowed to chime in and say something. But that guy was fake. A fake counterfeit deceiver. And you ain't targeted, you ain't suffering, you got a house and a car, you fake and sold out. Sit your ass down and shut your fake crusty ass up. So, he was rough and raggedy looking himself, and it's like, then like he did a fake video talking about, he did a fake duet on someone else's video about people being them criminalizing homelessness. So they pretend to have all this fake compassion and everything, and pretend that they care for other people. I am a forced homeless TI, a TI that's forced into homelessness. And society does not care. My own twin sister is lying to people. You get it from the horse's mouth, not somebody who has not seen me in person since 2017. And I hadn't even been in direct communication with my twin sister. And if anything, it had been arguments. So, she put me out on Facebook in 2017 and smear campaigned me. But I was speaking the truth about her in 2019 and 2020. And she was mad at me and took it personal that I outed every damn body as a gang stalker, not just her. But she acted like as if she wanted to go to war with me. She smear campaigned and turned like when I had 1,275 Facebook friends in 2010, and me and her got into an argument and she lied on me and I lost precisely like 1,000 people like overnight. Like I went to sleep and then I woke up the next day, exactly 1,000 people gone. They all freaking blocked me. I'm like, what the hell? You know. So my twin sister had been, manipulating and turning everybody against me, even on Facebook over a decade ago. But I'm forbidden and not allowed to speak the truth about her wicked ways. None of us are perfect, but I've said bad things that I did too, mistakes that I made too. But she runs around here thinking she's better and superior, and thinking she's more deserving and more worthy than me. Excuse me. So the fake aggressive defiance TV helped her get famous. But then all of a sudden, now she's mad at him for quickly betraying her. And, she has turned friends away from me, neighbors away from me, family against me. And I can't even get my family back. She turned the family against me with lies. Her, Wyatt, and Mark and them came back from foster care telling the family lies about me. And Ramona said that Brandy had, threw me under the bus before we even turned 18, before I could reunite with the biological family. So while my twin sister was pretending to be fake obedient to the fake foster mom during our senior year in high school, she was sneaking across the river and, going by the biological family members and also, doing things with that girlfriend Tiffany at the time. Excuse me. So her sneaking over by Tiffany, that girlfriend, was how she stumbled upon and secretly reunited with the biological family, and didn't tell me until the day after our 18th birthday. And when she told me that Aaliyah died, and so when we were 14 going on 15, I think, when it was we weren't 14, we were older than that, because Derek was 14, and we were almost 17, and, the foster mom, we so happened to cross paths with Derek at, what used to be Jazzland, and then they changed it to Six Flags New Orleans. And Derek was way shorter than us at 14. And his voice was hard and deep. And, my twin sister lied and said that this was her new boyfriend. And so then, excuse me, and I asked him, well, how old are you? What's your name? Whatever, And so he was like, Darnell. And then he had a deceitful looking smile on his face, like, just like Wyatt. And I'm like, this is Derek right here. This is Derek. So, and my twin sister was mad at me, and we weren't on good terms for whatever reason. We were still kids at the time, and so, like, the fake foster family, even after we turned 18, the fake foster family and the social workers trying to criminalize us having any association with the biological family. After we turned 18, that should have been out of y'all hands and stuff. But I heard that it's not uncommon for the foster family to still try to control the foster child even after they turn 18. you know. Excuse me. So, I mean, but I've talked about all the control and abuse with the fake foster family and everything. But um, before I go though, because my storage space, I suspect that is eaten up now. So before I go, I have to say this is very important. I contacted, the local Gretna police, the non-emergency number, and I asked her about the body cams, and she referred me to the clerk of courts, and that person didn't tell me who she was, but I think it was that Leslie lady again, and she was, a little bit softer and a little bit nicer this time, but still like abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean, but she said with an attitude, "You have an attorney." Excuse me. So I apologize that I've been having gas throughout this video, and it's like it had been coming like without warning. So I apologize. Excuse me. So she was like, "You have an attorney." So then and I mentioned that she was pretty rude, and I mentioned that I don't like him, and then she softened up and started to be nicer, and she said, "Oh, was he rude to you?" And I explained to her the way he treated me, and she said that whenever I go to trial or whatever, that I have to let them know that I don't want him representing me, that I would like to get another one, but she basically was saying that basically they're holding the body cams hostage from me and making it like as if I can't freaking get the body cams until after I meet up with the attorney or whatever. And she wouldn't give me a straight answer on whether or not, like, at first she said $300 and 3 body cams. Well, why is only 2 officers and not 3 officers on that police report? So she's making it like as if I have to wait. She's saying I have to wait until like the trial date, and then she said that I will meet up with that fake lawyer face to face. People say that public defenders are not real lawyers. And and you're not a real lawyer if you don't have any compassion and you won't listen to me, and you got your mind made up. But when I told her about him, trying to bully me to take a plea and not allowing me to take this to trial, she made it like as if it's not right, what he was doing or whatever, But I hear certain things people, like, she didn't mention it, but I heard stories about people talking about there being like an incompetent lawyer, So he might be one of the incompetent lawyers, So I mean, she basically I can't get access to the footage or whatever until after the court date or something. Like, why y'all can't just give it to me now? So, and she acted like she wouldn't give me a straight answer, but then later on she was making it like as if I have to wait until the court date. And she's like, and you better make sure you make it to the court date so you won't get attached. Like, this is the way that they talk to people. And it's like they're people, they're humans, they're not God, but you know, it's like everybody associated. It's like they all try to have this like intimidation and fear and bullying. You, you know, trying to make you scared when you just trying to get business handled. So um, I mean, it's like why did this is crooked that they don't have the name of Officer Lowry on the police report that they gave me. Do they have two secret police reports? I mean, two different police reports. Um, this is not right at all. You know, and so like the $300, that I was saving, um, it looks like I'll have to use that for like more hotel nights and food and just trying to get by and survive for the next few days. And maybe next month Social Security paycheck. Um, next month for Social Security paycheck. Maybe the $300 of the body cam money. If I can use that money to pay for the body cam footage. But I'm sitting here freaking trying to survive. But excuse me, and um so I mean, like as a, I I mean, but I mean it's like, but when I told her about him pushing for me to go back to jail and stuff and be convicted, she was like, basically she was making it like this is not acceptable. And she didn't say that, but like she insinuated that it was not acceptable. What he was doing. And he might have been a fake scam. A fake scam public defender, because when I try to look up his name, there was hardly really any information about him. But he was, that one time I talked to him over the phone, he was a total jerk. Total like asshole, jerk, douchebag, whatever. Um. So I mean, well, I guess with that, I don't even know if the funds that I have, is it enough to last me until because I'm scheduled to have to check out tomorrow out of the hotel. And let's see, tomorrow, but then Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, if I can try to do 3 more nights, um even if not here, like another hotel or something, if I could try to do like 3 more nights, you know um but I meant to go run an errand today, but I was so upset and agitated that I I can't. I mean, I mean, I don't know. No, I don't think I'll have time to do it today because it's already 1:14 in the afternoon. Um, guess I'll do it tomorrow. I was supposed to have gotten up and gone to do it this morning, but I just had a lot going on. Um, you know, but um So yeah, I mean, I might be back on. I mean, I think I'll be back on here later on this evening or tonight. But yeah, it's like, so I mean, I don't even know. Um, like even yesterday, I was browsing for job opportunities, like online searching for job opportunities, and then when I saw that my twin sister and Anthony was saying the things that they said, it just made me upset. Um, and that I couldn't even focus on what I was reading, with trying to read the ads for job opportunities and stuff like that. But to be workplace mobbed off of a job and then just go right back in to another job. Nah, I feel like traumatized and feel like I need some time off. And then dealing with this jail situation and everything and a court thing, and so the lady was trying to make it like as if make it feel like she was bullying and threatening and intimidating me, that if I didn't show up to the trial court date, then I would be attacked, meaning I guess that's supposed to mean a warrant out for my arrest, you know. And it's like I would hate to be in a courtroom full of narcissistic abusers or whatever. But I forgot what she was trying to tell me, something about the prosecutors or something. I don't know. But I feel like, you know, that they're being too hard on me. You know, like the officers didn't have to take me to jail. And, they're pushing, it seemed like revenge, that they're pushing me for me to be convicted and go back to jail and want me to do time, and like they're like so harsh and unmerciful and don't understand or care about my situation, about me being homeless and having nowhere to go or not really knowing where to go. And they won't even give it a break that the place was unlivable, it's not damaged. The neighbors didn't complain. you know, and they're being too hard on me and unmerciful. And they won't even, like, even the fake public offender refused to be sympathetic to me being homeless, and then in this freaking TI program, but this could have happened anywhere, not just in New Orleans or Gretna or whatever, that it could have happened anywhere. So I'm gonna get off here for now. I mean, so the double funds that that they took off for the Uber rides, those funds got credited back to me today. You know, excuse me. So, um, but yeah, I feel like I would end up really going crazy. I really would go crazy if and people be trying to control and muzzle me, and if it's not fair that you're an online stalker that I have blocked and you're still trying to control what I talk about in my videos. And people, they believe whatever delusions that they want. But I have a right to speak the truth on my um on my platform or on my channel. You know, if you don't like it, then you know, you don't even know me. You're a stranger. You don't have the authority or the right to force me to quit talking. If you don't like it, just go watch another video.